2016-2017 school year has begun. Millions of students across the country are walking onto college campuses, and they're excited about their opportunities. Many of these students know they're going to have to take out loans to finance their education, and they'll end up owing the government thousands of dollars. We know that student debt now is larger than credit card debt. It's over $1 trillion. It means that students and their families across America are deeply in debt for higher education. If you're getting a good education out of it, something that really changes your life for the better and gives you new opportunities, the argument can be made. But sadly, in many cases, students don't receive the education that they were promised. So whether these students owe money to government or to private lenders, it's going to have a big impact on their lives when they start to pay back that debt. A lot of students, 19, 20 years old, really don't understand the magnitude of the debt that they're incurring. We know that 2/3 of students who take out private education loans really don't understand the terms of those loans, the interest rates on those loans, and how they compare with government loans. They don't understand that in many cases, private student loans are significantly more expensive and riskier. Federal student loans have fixed, affordable interest rates. They have a variety of consumer protections built into them. Forbearance in times of economic difficulty. They offer manageable repayment options, such as income-based repayment plans, which calculate your student loan based on your income. Now, private student loans, on the other hand, don't bring these protections and offer interest rates that are some of the highest in the land, up to 18%. These private loans also don't include repayment options that federal loans do. I've heard from many private education loan borrowers that their lender is unwilling to work with them when it comes to alternative repayment plans. They are harassed by credit agencies, collection agencies, night and day when they owe these private student loans. Private lenders in many cases are more focused on their own bottom line than the student's welfare. This past summer, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau took actions against Wells Fargo Bank, one of the largest private student lenders, for illegal student loan servicing practices. Wells Fargo charged borrowers illegal fees, failed to provide borrowers with accurate loan information, and failed to correct inaccurate credit reports. Upon being caught, Wells Fargo was fined $3.6 million and is required to refund borrowers who were illegally charged. While I commend the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau on their work to hold private student lenders accountable, there are steps we in Congress should take to make sure that students have a fighting chance. Today, Senators Frank and Reed and I will introduce the Know Before You Owe Private Education Loan Act of 2016. This legislation requires school certification before a student can take out a private loan. And there are certain steps the school has to take before certifying a loan. The prospective borrower's school has to confirm the student's enrollment status, cost of attendance, and estimated federal financial aid assistance before certifying. The school must also notify the students of the amount of unused federal student aid for which they're still eligible. Think about that. Some of these schools are luring students into more expensive, terrible private loans when the students are still eligible for lower interest rates, better terms through the federal loans. I've heard too many stories of for-profit colleges steering students into these private institutional loans. This bill will help to stop that. The bill will also ensure that students are given information about the differences in terms and repayment options. For students who still decide to get a private student loan, the bill requires private lenders to send the student borrowers quarterly updates on their balance, accrued interest, and capitalized interest. It also requires private lenders to annually report the number of students taking out private loans, the amount of the loans, and the interest rates, all of these to be reported to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Currently, there is little information publicly available about private student loans. Increasing the amount of available information will help policymakers and enforcement agencies more effectively protect students and their families. Here are the organizations supporting our bill: the Institute for College Access and Success, National Association for College Admission Counseling, National Consumer Law Center, Consumer Action, National Association of Student Financial Aid Administrators, National Association of Consumer Advocates, Consumers Union, the American Association of University Women, the American Federation of Teachers. Loan certification for private education loans could keep many students from taking on unnecessary debt or unknowingly giving up the benefits and protections of federal student loans. It's an important part of making college more affordable. I want to thank Senators Franken and Jack Reed for standing with me in this effort. And I sincerely hope that this Congress, which is now coming to a close before the election, will take up this question of student loans when we return after the election. I know we only have a few weeks, but if you ask working families across America what concerns them greatly, it's the amount of debt that their kids are incurring to go to college. For some of these families, mom and dad have never been to college. Sending off their son and daughter to a university is a dream come true.